Just going to give it another little bit. Got some roasted vegetables for you. Some gravy. Right. Set the table. Put this on when the girls come on Tuesday. There's one extra today, isn't there? I always tell when it's done because the gravy isn't pink. The big jug. That's the goodness of the gravy there. I got a piece of lamb and for myself, just a little piece, and that makes nice gravy as well. That's for the roast potatoes. Oh, that's it for a bit. What's next on the agenda? My name is Joan Horrocks. I'm 82. I've lived in this house for 41 years. I have 2 daughters, 6 grandsons and 1 great-grandson. I live alone now, but I have wonderful grandsons and wonderful daughters, so I'm very content. I went to Highfield School, secondary modern school. From there I went on to college and got a national diploma in food technology. And then I met my husband. Oh, I was a dancer in those days. I loved dancing. I went dancing 6 days a week. And I had a professional partner and was in the formation team at the Winter Gardens. In between college, I worked in a confectionery shop, doing bread, tea cakes, and decorating cakes. And when I did 3 years at college, and then I worked for Burton's doing their wedding cakes, which I did all my life, right up to the last 20 years. I've done everybody's wedding cakes, and I did cakes for a living, just for everybody, you know, all my friends. I used to do Dalek cakes, Thomas the Tank Engine cakes, all sorts of cakes, yeah. And I have still got all my tubes that I use, and I won awards for my cake decorating, and I also made the best loaf of bread in England, which I've got a telegram somewhere, a very tatty telegram. When I left, I wanted to go. I got my diploma, and then I wanted to go to London to work for Unilever doing the science of food, but my parents wouldn't let me go. And in those days, you did as you were told, so I didn't get to go. But Dad promised me a confectioner's shop, which he never did fulfil. He went off with my dad left home, and I worked in the factory. He had a factory, my dad, Shawcroft Productions, and I used to do all the paintings for America, which I loved. And then he took me out of there and put me in. He had wallpaper and paint shops, so he put my sister and I in there. And we still to this day wonder why we ever did what we were told, because in those days you did what you were told. And I was married. And then I was pregnant with Beverly, and my eldest daughter, and I had to leave when I was about 8 months, because I was getting that high blood pressure problem, and he wasn't pleased at all, my father. And really after that, I never really saw him much after that. I never bothered much with my dad. So I feel let down about the fact that I couldn't do what I wanted to do when I left. To me, it was 3 years wasted. That's why I do patchwork now, I think. Because when I do patchwork, teach patchwork, I know all the colours, and I know what to do with buildings, what colours this building should be, what colour the roof should be, because of the time I had at Shellcraft Productions, you know. I've always loved, I just love materials and things, you know. That's why I like putting things together. I started off with rheumatoid arthritis and worked all my life with it. I've never not worked. So I retired at 55, and then I decided I would go to night school and learn how to sew. I went along to where you enrol, and I said, "Do you think with my hands I would be able to sew?" And she said, "I don't see why not." The person that was going to be the teacher. So I did my first quilt, and it was. And she used it as an example. She said, "If this lady can do this with her hands, then anybody can do it." And I just went on from there, made everything and all sorts of things. And then when she retired, I'd retired by then, and I decided I'd just start up a little class, because a lot of the girls that were in the class said, "I wonder, you know," she retired when we'd all not quite finished what they were doing, and some didn't know what they were doing. They were fairly new. So I said, "Well, I'll show you what to do." So they came. So one or two came here, and then I finished up with about 5 ladies, and which are still coming. 3 are. There's 4 of us when we're all together.
Come back now with all this vintage furniture that's out that my granddaughter's got. These things look lovely in that sort of setting.
I did a rag doll years ago, and I've still got it, and I won't part with it.
No.
Not that if it's any use to anybody.
Look at those little angel's wings to put lavender in.
Yeah.
Hang
Oh,
up in your
lovely.
wardrobe.
Yeah, lovely.
I can tell you I've not looked through that.
Well, let's see if anybody else wants to look at it first.
There you are.
You sure you want to get rid of this? I'll make a couple of bags out of it. All right. So let me hold it right.
Oh, look at
Working my way around, you see, starting in the middle and working to the outside, so.
So what's that?
Red work.
Red work.
That's why I've got joanlovesredwork@gmail.com, my thingy.
That's your email address.
Yeah, that's my thingy bobs. Have you done it, love?